Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this very easy basic bralette top. So for this I'm using some weight 4 acrylic yarn and I'm using a 4.5mm hook. So we're going to get started by making the cup. So to make the cup you first want to make a chain that is 1/3 of the height you want the total cup to be. For my size, I'm making a D-size cup, so I start with chaining 12. When I get to the end of the 12, I'm going to chain 3 more to be that turning double crochet. Then I'm going to yarn over and place 1 double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. After that, I'm going to place 1 double crochet into each space on this chain until I get to the end. When I get to the end here, I'm going to place my last double crochet into that final chain space. Now into this last space where I've placed my last double crochet, I'm going to place 1 more double crochet into the exact same space. And then I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to place 2 more double crochets into this same space. So this is going to create the increase or the pointed part of the cup. So into this last space in total, we have 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the same spot. So now I'm just going to place a double crochet into the bottom of each of those double crochets that we just made. So just find the space right underneath the double crochet, insert your hook underneath, and place a double crochet. We're going to do this all the way down to the bottom. When you get to the end here, just make sure to place 1 final double crochet under the last double crochet of the previous row. And then you also want to make sure you put 1 into the top of the turning chain from the previous row as well, so that you can have the bottom of the cup remain flat. So this is how the first row looks. So we're going to continue to grow this shape by always working an increase into that top point. So I'm just going to turn over the work, chain 3, and place a double crochet into each double crochet from the previous row until I get to that chain 1 space. So I'm placing my last double crochet before that chain 1 space. So now I'm at the chain 1 space here at the top. We're going to do our increase, which is 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, all into that chain 1 space. Then I'm just going to come down the other side and place 1 double crochet in each space. You want to make sure that you end up with the same number of double crochets on each side of the cup in each row. So on either side of the chain 1 space, you want to have the same number of double crochets. Remember when you get to the bottom to always place 1 double crochet into that chain 3 so that the cup remains flat across the bottom. So we're just going to continue making the cup like this until you're 1 row short of how large you want your cup to be. So when I get to this point, I'm going to double crochet this next row until I get to the chain 1 space. And when I get to this chain 1 space, I'm going to actually place the strap instead of increasing. So when I get to my chain 1 space here, I'm going to do 2 double crochets into this space. And then instead of doing my chain 1, I'm actually going to place the strap here. So where I would do my chain 1, I'm actually going to chain the entire length of my strap. For my straps, I did 120 chains, but you can make yours as long as you like. So I'm going to do 120 chains so that it's long enough to tie up behind my neck. So once I have those chains, I'm just going to work back down on that chain with a slip stitch. So just insert your hook into each chain, grab the yarn, and pull it through the loop on your hook. So just working a slip stitch chain until we get down to where we started. So once I'm back here, I'm just going to place my final slip stitch. And into that chain one space, I'm going to place my other 2 double crochets into that increase point. So now we've still increased at the top, but we also have our strap done. Now I can just double crochet the rest of the way down to the bottom of the cup. So once the cup is finished, this is what it should look like. So at the end here, I'm going to make a chain of 20, which is going to be the side piece of the band. So without fastening off, I'm just making a chain of 20. And then when I get to my last chain, I'm going to fasten off my yarn. So this is how the first cup looks. So we're just going to set this aside and go ahead and do the same thing for the second cup. When we get to the end of the second cup, we're going to chain 19, or 1 less than we chained for the other side. So I have my 19 chained, and then I'm going to chain an additional 3 to make that end turning crochet. Then I'm going to yarn over, come into the 4th chain from the hook, and place 1 double crochet all the way along this chain until I get to the cup. So just placing 1 double crochet into each chain space along this chain. Once I get to the cup here, I'm going to place 1 double crochet into the first double crochet of the cup here, and I'm going to alternate between putting 2 double crochets and 1 double crochet in each space along the bottom of the cup so that the double crochets are evenly spaced out. Once I get to the end of the cup here, I'm going to place 1 more double crochet through that last chain 3 space, and then I'm going to yarn over and start a double crochet into the end of that chain 3. So I'm going to yarn over, pull my yarn through once, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and stop there. And then I'm going to grab my next cup, and I'm going to find that same chain 3 space and yarn over, and I'm going to poke my hook through that chain 3 space on the other cup, and then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 to join those 2 cups together, and then I'm just going to place another double crochet through that chain 3, and I'm going to continue across the bottom of the cup, alternating between putting 1 double crochet and 2, just like we did on the other cup. And then I'm going to continue this all the way down until I get to the side chain. Once I get to the chain, I'm just going to carefully put my double crochets through the proper side of the chain. So just placing 1 double crochet again into each chain space on this side chain. Once I'm at the end, I'm going to turn over my work. I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to place a double crochet into the next stitch and into each stitch along this entire band piece. So the rest of this top is relatively simple. You're just going to continue creating double crochets all the way down until your band has reached a length that you're happy with. So I'm just going to keep double crocheting all the way across this band. And I'm just going to make this band as long as I want my top to be. So once you're happy with the length, then you can stop. So here's mine when it's all finished. You can see I did some more rows of double crochet to give it a little bit of extra length. So once I'm at the end here, all I'm going to do is clip my yarn and fasten off this side. The last step is to make a strap to tie up the back. So I'm just going to make this the exact same way that I made the straps for the neck. So I'm going to create a long chain. I think I did 280 chains for this back piece. So you're just going to create a chain that's long enough to cross up the back piece of your top. So when you get to the end of your chain, you just want to work back on the chain with a slip stitch all the way down. Once I get to the end here, I'm going to fasten off, and then I'm just going to tie those two tails together and then weave in those ends. Another thing I like to do for these tops sometimes is sew up a little bit of the front so they're not quite as revealing. So you can do this step if you like, just sew up a little bit however high you want for more coverage, or leave it open if you like less. Then I'm just going to take that strap we made for the back and crisscross it across the back to finish up the top. That's it. That's the finished top. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, feel free to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. And we'll see you in the next one.